Nice and fit looking and just continues to walk out nice and freely. Now he's only 1,051 pounds, but that has just been him as a type all along. He never puts on much weight and he's always had a nice nature. So he's well, I'll leave him on a place line.
Course and distance specialist is Taj Dragon, healthy, happy on screen. Jenny, past winner of this race and of course ran second last year, covered some ground last start.
He's always been a really nice horse, healthy, happy. Lovely, relaxed type, continues to walk out nice and freely, looks really healthy. I thought his most recent trial up at Chung Fao wasn't too bad, but another one that will go forward and probably get that pressure as well. But nothing wrong with him if you fancy him. He looks good.
Here's the favourite, number 6, Patch of Theta, last start winner, barrier 7.
Walks out with a sense of purpose, this horse. He always, throws ahead. He's a little bit bossy with his mafu, but he's huge hindquarters and chest and shoulder on him. And he does look really fit and healthy. So I love his overall strength, and he's a good type. He's just so strong. So, yes, he's a solid chance.
It's a Patch of Theta, who is the favourite. He's 2.2. He's come up very short here. Has a Patch of Theta in the market. Drombeg Banner now for Pierre Ung and Andrea Atzini led. Kekton was only headed late behind Packing Hermod, who certainly is a promising type here in Hong Kong. How's he looking, Jenny, Drombeg Banner?
Yeah, look, he's an interesting one. Sometimes he looks good, sometimes he doesn't. So he can vary a little bit. So I'm just getting closer to him now to have a better look at him. He's got plenty of scope. He looks good in his coat, very good in his coat. He remains a fit horse. He does flick those knees a little bit when he walks, so just a bit of a pronounced knee action on him, but a nice attitude, and his fitness level's spot on, so I can leave him there with the place chance.
And he's at 25 and 4.2. He's likely to go forward. He's drawn wide, so he might have to work just to get across. Chiu Spirit, the next one, he ran on nicely for third at his last start behind Packing Hermod, barrier 3 for him.
Yeah, gate speed's becoming a bit of an issue for this horse, but he's a really solid, strong-bodied type. 1,218 pounds. He's put on another 19 pounds, and he looks to be walking out well enough, just being restrained by his two handlers there. So another one with plenty of body strength. For that reason, he's probably there with place claims as well.
He was briefly held up just after straightening last time out, but was only beaten 3/4 of a length, so it was a decent effort from him. He's 12 pounds out of the handicap here. Green and white, of course, the Panasonic Cup winner, Jenny, held up at about the 375 last start. Closed well when asked at his most recent trial.
He's a really nice horse, green and white. I've always given him a good rap. He looks in good condition again here today. Up in grade here into a Group 3 company, coming off a trial. Well, he finished second behind Patch of Theta. So off the trial, I don't think he can beat him, but geez, a nice horse. He's hard to ignore. He's just such a good type.
8.7 and 2.3. Stables had a good afternoon as well. Green and white, barrier 8 with Matthew Poon aboard. The 10, the next one, which is Tomodachi Kokoro. This horse is a real speedster. He's drawn 10, so another one might have to work in the early stages.
Yeah, look, he might, and this is probably going to be a real tough assignment for Tomodachi Kokoro. He's done a fantastic job for his connections already. He has been a little tense and a little bit toey throughout this parade here, but he looks healthy enough in his coat, and he's just got a bit stronger as time's gone on as well. So I think the Hayes Stable's done a really good job with him. He continues to thrive, because he does put on a little bit of weight here and there, so he actually looks quite well, but a shade tense.
Local punters around the parade ring when Zach Purton walks past. They want more bell ringing here this afternoon as we move on to number 11 now. That is Fantastic Treasure. Second up here, Jenny struggled down the straight, fresh up. I don't know where he's at the moment, to be perfectly honest.
No, I'm a bit the same. He's a 7-year-old. I think he just needs it easier, off a rating of 86, so he might just need to get a few more points off. He's a beautiful type. He's bandaged in front, and he does require a lot of loosening up in front as well, which is quite often the case for him, but a very nice type to look at.
Keith Young riding from barrier 5 for David Hayes. He was able to run fourth in this race last year, a 3-time course and distance winner, but seemingly has lost his way for one reason or another. We'll come back to Jenny shortly for the top 4. We're standing by to have a chat with Francis Lloyd in just a moment. Next, just grabbing him out of the ruck of owners and guests that are in the parade ring before we get a market update as well. Let's head over to Nick, who's with Francis Loy.
Yeah, thank you very much, Tom. Francis Loy, having spoke to a number of owners here with Patch of Theta, has very kindly given up some time to chat to us. Francis, many thanks for your time. And he's a nice horse, this, isn't he, Patch of Theta? He's his biggest test to date.
Yeah, he's honest horse, and every time, he just seems still have the room to improve.
That's certainly been his trait, hasn't it, ever since he started? Every time he sort of raised the bar, he just continues to find a bit more, doesn't he?
Yeah, and of course, every race just all depends on the pace. More fast pace, more suited.
He's coming back in trip, Francis. I mean, he's got a good record, 1400. Is this his best trip, do you think?
As I say, it all depends on the pace, and I think between 14 and 1600 is the same.
And just finally, Francis, what about the competition? I mean, he's taking on sort of the big boys now. I mean, California Spangle's a Group 1 winner, multiple Group 1 winner. The handicap, though, certainly gives him a chance with a lightweight.
Yeah, I think lightweight can help always. The Group 3 race is always the lightweight horse can win.
It's a very exciting horse. Best of luck with him, and thanks for chatting to us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nick, and always great to hear there from Francis Loy. He was the horse, Jenny, at the back end of last season that secured Francis his Trainers' Championship. Can he secure him a Group 3 here?
I think he can. He paraded really well. He's a horse that often just gets a little bit bossy and he throws the head around a touch. That's very normal for him. He's a really strong-bodied horse. He looks really fit as well. So I think he's going to be very hard to beat here. I've got him on top of number 9, Green and White. I've always liked him as a type. He's a lovely athletic horse. Couldn't find any faults with him either, and his trial wasn't too bad behind this horse. Next best was the 5, Healthy Happy. Now he's going out at big odds, and he's been out of sorts for a little bit, so he would have to reproduce one of his very best performances here. I thought his trial wasn't too bad, and he just has fronted up looking well today. So third up, he could be a chance now he's fully fit. And I thought number 1, California Spangle, hard to leave him out. Highest rated horse in the race, off 125 rating at the moment, and he just looks strong and well. He's always nicely behaved, and class might just prevail here too. So he goes in. Beauty Joy was next best, but in order 6, 9, 5 and 1.
Thank you, Jenny. Up to you, Mark. Very short price favourite here for the second of the Group 3s.
He is, Tom, going with California Spangle, though. We've seen Group 1 winning form in the first of the Group 3 races today, with Zach Purton and also John Sires combining with How Deep Is Your Love. Going to follow a similar philosophy here with California Spangle. 6 Patch that are very much a horse going on the up. Never missed top 3 in 13 starts. 9 to run third, Green and White. Another very promising type. And 7, Drombeg Banner. If he gets across from 11, he'll give you a sight for a long way. 1, 6, 9 and 7, Paul.
Yeah, with the 6, the favourite Patch of Theta. He's come up short, though, 2.1 to beat the class horse in the race. California Spangle has to give him £20. That was the difference. Beauty Joy, fantastic run from him in the in the International Mile in December. And then the 9, which is Green and White, another up-and-comer with a lightweight. 6, 1, 2 and 9 for me.
Yeah, 6, 3, 1 and 2. Patch of Theta on the top ahead of the 3. Red Line. Respect for him here at course and distance. California Spangle, I just wonder if he's going as well as he was sort of last season. I know he went across and won over in Dubai, the El Quaz there. Obviously, they're feeling he's not competitive at 1,200 metres before. That's why they're talking about exploring a mile again with the California Spangle. But he was 4th last time out, comprehensively beaten 2 starts ago. So, look, I'm not too sure what to make of him at the moment, but he goes in on class alone, and Beauty Joy has to be a major factor here as well at 10 and 2.8. 6, 3, 1 and 2. Your recap of Nick's numbers. Nick is with 6, 3, 1 and 2 also, so exactly the same for there. And a recap, Jenny, of your numbers too.
I've gone with the favourite. I thought number 6, Patch of Theta, paraded really nicely. Lovely, strong-bodied horse. One of the 5-year-old ISGs. He's on top of number 9, Green and White. I liked his most recent trial as well. And he's just such a lovely athletic horse. So see whether or not he can step up here. Of the rest, number 5, Healthy Happy, has paraded nicely too. 2 runs ago, and not a bad effort from him. So this is third up this campaign, and he looks really fit and fluent. And I thought number 1, California Spangle, hard to leave him out as well. He's such a big, strong horse and behaved himself nicely. So 6, 9, 5 and 1.
Thank you, Jenny. This is a pretty good race, Paul, but gee whiz, he's even money now, this favourite.
He's coming short. It's just the conditions of the race suit him, I think, with the 115 that he carries, and that's why punters have sort of latched onto him, and he is a up-and-coming horse. He's in the play, along with the California Spangle and also Beauty Joy at double figures, 1, 2, and 6. There was money coming for California Spangle on a place line. He's now into 2.1, but even money, as you mentioned, about Patch of Theta, he's really short. Looking for exotics, there's nothing too much really happening through there. Just some of these horses at big prices like Drombeg Banner is taking up a few sort of QUINELLAs, but nothing really happening around the favourites at this stage to indicate that they're going to sort of come in on a win and place line. California Spangle gone green again now on that place line.
We've seen when he can get some pressure, Paul, California Spangle, and there's every chance of that happening here. He can fold up a bit like origami. Is there a scenario where you can see that happening here?
Well, there is a bit of pressure on him up to the 1,400 metres. Look, he has got that speed, so it depends if the ones that are likely to challenge him have drawn wide. So it depends how much pressure they're going to have to use up. Drombeg Banner's drawn the outside. Tomodachi Kokoro's drawn wide. Now, California Spangle's crossed Healthy Happy just about every time they meet. So I'm pretty sure he'll be able to do that. It's just how much pressure those horses, and they're not in the same class, with the greatest respect of California Spangle, but they have got early speed.
He's obviously got a very light weight here as well, does Healthy Happy, Jenny, considering some of the weights he has carried in his last couple of starts.
Well, look, that might give him an opportunity to go well here, and we know that he's a handy enough horse when he's 100% right, but he's just been a bit hit or miss, the last 6 months or so. So hopefully he can get things together. I thought he presented really nicely here today, so definitely give him a chance. He did cover a bit of ground last time, so a bit of an excuse too.
Taj Dragon, Paul, he's 14 to 1 in the market. His last one was off 180. Won this race last year off a rating of 90, but we know this is his absolute trip here in Hong Kong.
Yeah, he really enjoys the 1,400 metres. The statistics show that as well. His form's just tapered off a little bit. That's just a little concern. But if you like him, he's at 15 and 3.7.
As they continue to stack them away. Green and White, Jenny's a fair way out of the handicap here. He meets Patch of Theta, 11 pounds better off, but didn't mind his trial coming into this.
I didn't mind it either, but it was behind. He ran second to Patch of Theta, so I'm not sure whether or not he can beat him. That would be the concern. They're both on the same weight here as well.
They certainly are. There is Chiu Spirit moving forward into the gate. So not many left to load away here for the second of the Group 3 races here today at Sha Tin on this bumper 11 race program for the Lucky Start January 1 race day. And the favourite here, Mark, is Patch of Theta, who's at even money in 1.3 to take out the Group 3.
Thank you, Tom. And there's place money coming for Green and White. He's gone into 1.7. As Patch of Theta goes in, Healthy Happy will be the last. They'll be set for the second of the Group 3 races today. Stack of 1,400 metre specialists here. Patch of Theta, the favourite. They're racing. Red line from our wide Drombeg Banner. They have early speed, so too does California Spangle. He also has an inside draw, and Tomodachi Kokoro joins the party. Patch of Theta is now a length away fourth as Red Line restrained around Healthy Happy. Green and White pushing up in between horses from Taj Dragon, Chiu Spirit. 3 to Beauty Joy and Fantastic Treasure as last of all, about 12 off the lead as Drombeg Banner gets across to lead California Spangle. 2 back third is Tomodachi Kokoro and Patch of Theta fourth on the inside, but he is a bit keen. 2 lengths to Healthy Happy, and then came Red Lion. Taj Dragons against the rail from Green and White, Chiu Spirit. Fantastic Treasure second last and Beauty Joy last of all. And his favourite role, it's Drombeg Banner at the 600. A length and a half, California Spangle. Tomodachi Kokoro improves up outside the leader. Patch of Theta's into the clear in plenty of time from Red Line and then Green and White. Drombeg Banner, Tomodachi Kokoro a neck away. They're 2 over Patch of Theta. Struggling California Spangle from Green and White. Drombeg Banner leads. Patch of Theta went to second. Tomodachi Kokoro's run his race. Green and White is wider out. Patch of Theta, though, takes over now from Drombeg Banner, Green and White, and then Chiu Spirit, but Patch of Theta and Karis Teton are going to jog it. Patch of Theta first, second. Oh, that's very, very close. Green and White put a dive in at Drombeg Banner, then Chiu Spirit. Next in Beauty Joy, Red Line, followed in by next in Taj Dragon. Tomodachi Kokoro win a cheeky race, but then he folded up to beat home Healthy Happy, also California Spangle and Fantastic Treasure. Patch of Theta. Karis Teaton and Francis Loy. 2.2 and 1.8 beats Drombeg Banner. Horse number 7, he was brown lamped, but he pays 2.5 a place for Andrea at Zany. And green and white, Matthew Poon, number 9 at 2. So it's the up-and-comers with the lighter weights which have figured there. 6, 7 and 9. It will likely be, the judges yet to confirm that. Number 8 has run 4th, and that is Chiu Chow Spirit. So it was all the 115-pounders running in the top 4. 120.91, so they've run inside standard. Fast sectional setup by Drombeg Banner, who crossed California Spangle. He folded up at the top of the straight, and Patch of Theta given a perfect trip. Red line from out wide, Drombeg Banner. They have early speed, so too does California Spangle. He also has an inside draw, and Tomodachi Kokoro joins the party. Patch of Theta is now a length away, 4th.